Hey, RM Studios. Today we're talking about animation. Today we're talking about drawing with a hand. And what we're going to be doing is doing a Rubik's Cube. If you're going to be doing my tip, they might ask you for a different object. So they change things from time to time in their requirements. So if they don't, then you can use these ahead of time. Take out at least one day of the summer and draw your hands, at least 2 views. Get some art supplies. We have on hand a couple here. You're going to be needing art sticks, different kinds of sticks. Some I have left from when I was learning. Black pencils. This one's one of my favorites, a China marker. You peel them. And we can have a makeshift. If you don't have a lot of money in hand, you're out of high school, look for stuff in the garbage. You can get a small window, a square window, and a board from somewhere, and cut that out so it sits up in each side. And then from that, you'll have an animation set up. Now, what happened to that China marker? Oh, there it is. We'll draw this animation paper. Art stores are closing a lot now, so it's going to be getting harder and harder to find supplies. You're going to have to try to get supplies from someplace. So this is the actual animation disc. You're going to have a table set up. Just get a board, some sticks for the legs and the back, and cut the shape out, and a flat light for behind. So you can use object drawing as well. I don't know if we can draw the phone. You could draw Hulk Hogan for a turnaround. The side for Hulk Hogan, and the back, and you need a 3/4 view, and that's your character rotation. You're going to need a camera, so if you don't have a lot of money, you're not going to get in for supplies. You can buy supplies in an art store or your bookstore at your school if you have art supplies. So, freehanding it, start simple and messy. The bottom part of the hand is kind of like a triangle, and then we go into the wrist. Kind of keep it blocky. And there's a little bit of space here before the cube comes, and the thumb. And you have, then you have it holding the cube. Like so. Doesn't have to be accurate, or you take your time. Your knuckle that comes into your another knuckle here. If you want to refine it, you can draw the oval with the joint. They like seeing those circles. Bigger creases. Listen, it's best to get a really steady board. You're going to have to cut this somehow. You can circle, you can do a square, large enough for animation paper, and then somehow it's going to have to sit inside that square. And then you're going to put a flat light underneath it, so you need to flip the paper, and the peg bar will sit there. You got to somehow hole punch round and 2 square. So you have to do that somehow. You could do it round, like quickly as drawing something. For my channel, for you guys, apparently you need a lot of help with animation. And a lot of people will try to charge you money for their tutorials. So this is a basic hand drawing. Then you could, I just recommend using black. Don't use any other color. Then you could go harder in some areas. Get the curves of the joints. This little gap in here, you'll run into problems. But difference between freehanding it and tracing, when you're getting into more tablets, you're going to be doing more tracing. So you can really harden up the cube now. Up here, miss that. And there's a piece going down and over. Basically like the cube. If you don't have some kind of setup, I recommend getting like a large sketchbook. Don't use printer paper. Printer paper is not the right size. If you're using printer paper, put them, 2 of them together. So a very cheap setup, and using a Rubik's cube. Then if you want to, you could show them what this is. And this idea of trying to do something in my time with the Sheridan portfolio. And when you're presenting them, you're going to need like a large portfolio, which I'll show you as well. I'll talk about that as well. So this is a large portfolio. I'm going to one sheet in there, but buying portfolios and sheets is kind of expensive. So you're going to have to present that to them. Then you can turn around. I recommend do Hulk Hogan. So there's your front. Get your camera, take pictures. Take a lot of pictures when you're doing your portfolio. Take pictures of your hand, holding an object, dropping an object. Another one. Then you could draw from photos. You could draw on large paper. You could draw newsprint. And they also have like white paper. So this is us holding it. So the hand kind of disappears in the back. This is a quick study overall. Might even go up more. So I like this kind of rough sketching. I don't care about cleanup. I don't care about drawing a whole figure. But you have to draw a whole figure for them. So you can hold a whole figure and draw the back. The front, basic shape, and this side. And then you need like a 3/4 view. So I recommend work on that. Work on your 2 hand drawings. Work on your room drawing. Room drawing, you can use my room. This has an old TV, 1 view. That's going to be a good angle there for you. one view, then another view, which is a door, or another view, which is the window. So that's how you do things for the portfolio. Then I don't recommend going small, like printer paper. So printer paper is not enough. So that's what I did when I did my first portfolio. I did mistakes and I submitted printer paper. They will mark it, but you'll get very low marks. So printer paper or long cap paper will work. Long cap paper. Printer paper is very small, so you get 1, 2. So this was the mistakes I did. Doing stuff on printer paper. Don't do stuff on printer paper because they don't draw that way. But for art, printer paper is good enough. But for animation, that's not enough. So these are the 3 things I'm talking about from the animation portfolio. You're going to get 2 views of the hand. Don't draw them very small. Draw large because they want to see freehand, not tracing. If you're doing your 3D rotation tracing, you might do it digital. Hand drawing, you could do paper, and rotation, you could do digital. So mix it up a little bit. Don't just show digital in your portfolio, even though the world's now I'm moving more towards digital. You can buy a tablet now for about $300, a small, nice tablet on Amazon. You could buy the peg bar on Amazon. You could buy printer paper on Amazon. A light box, I don't know if you have one, but you could buy something similar. Or if you want to like a makeshift light box, you get like a long board and cut out a round shape, or a big square, and put like a window or a plexiglass, and you need a light, like a flat light underneath, and some sticks in the back to prop it up. I'm just propping it up against the box, and you'll need an old desk. So you don't need to invest much, but once it comes to digital, then you're screwed. Then you're going to have to start investing. But when it comes to art, it's not that very expensive. Though it's getting harder and harder to find supplies, especially paints. So you're going to have to rely on Amazon for a lot of stuff. Our store in our city actually even closed. But this is how I'm doing my hand drawing and some pieces from Sheridan's portfolio. So for the rotation, just work out the torso, which is basically a shirt. Then draw the legs, which are basically like a tree trunk. And then outdraw the arms and the muscle, the hair and the shoes. And I recommend using Hulk Hogan for your turnaround. If you can get in on my help, you can thank Arm Studio. So we'll sign it. One day, take a drawing out of your summer and learn hands. At least 2 or 3 views, large paper, or buy a large sketchbook. Then do room drawing, 2 corners of the room, and then your turnaround. Then next thing you have to work on is your storyboard. You'll need 4 sheets of paper. I recommend doing something like from a Western film. Take a series of 4 pictures and sketch what's in them. But Sheridan will screw you up and tell you to draw a stupid rabbit, and you have to come up with your own views for the rabbit. So that's where you lose marks. The only part I don't like about the portfolio is the storyboarding that Sheridan gives you, because that's not how I see storyboarding.